speak with the homeowner, who told me that it was so shocking that she got a phone call and she rushed over here. She said that her son was actually on the property a little earlier, so it's really hard to kind of put together that someone was actually on her property. But take a look at this video. We were able to obtain that video from a nearby homeowner. Shows what that scene looked like maybe an hour or so ago, as several law enforcement agents were here on scene. Excuse me. With big guns, heavy police presence, K9 unit walking onto that property, trying to get Massey out of that house. And, 6 weeks to the date, this has been, all hands on approach and effort from several law enforcement agencies to get the remaining two escapees back into custody. So now we have one still on the run. But that homeowner says that that she just rushed over here, frantic, wondering what happened. And just to give you a little perspective here, the property where he was captured is actually two homes on the property, so we're not clear on which property Massey was in. She do tell me that there is a tenant that lived on the property, but they were not home at the time. She says she's still trying to learn more details from law enforcement agents. And I know you guys have been speaking with several people. We heard from the U.S. Marshals who said this was a joint effort, but I want to let you all listen to what that homeowner told us, speaking from behind her fence.
I'm frustrated too. I don't know what's happening. They say this is going on, and I get here and I don't even see a cop. So, it's a pretty quiet neighborhood. It's kind of shocking, but hey, things like this happen. We just have to, kind of.
And what the homeowner told me, that it's a quiet neighborhood. Several people who live in this area have echoed that exact same thing, that this is a quiet neighborhood. They heard a huge commotion, came out to check and see what was going on, and that's when they saw the heavy police presence. The homeowner also telling us that she's not familiar with, some of the people, and she's trying to, make sense of what happened here, trying to piece it together herself, but she's really looking for answers. She says she's just finding out from us who were here in front of her home. So we will have more from that homeowner and bring you the very latest on air and online. Reporting live in Hollygrove, Jonah Gilmore, WTSU News.
Antoine Massey, who has been known for making social media posts as he's been on the run. He was one of the 10 inmates who escaped from the Orleans Justice Center several weeks ago now. He and Derek Groves were the only two remaining still on the run. But this afternoon, we have learned at WWL Louisiana that Antoine Massey has been recaptured. We just got off the phone moments ago with the U.S. Marshal's Office. They confirmed to us here at WWL Louisiana that he is, in fact, back in custody, that he was taken back into custody in the Holly Grove neighborhood. And investigative reporter Mike Pearlstein is joining me on the set this afternoon. You just got off the phone with them. Tell me what else you know. This happened in Holly Grove, as I mentioned?
Right, in the 9400 block of Strolitz, not far from the Costco on the way to Metairie Road. This was all within the past hour, so this is very fresh news and information. Antoine Massey was found inside of a residence. He was alone. According to Brian Fair of the U.S. Marshal Service, he was captured without incident. In fact, he gave himself up once surrounded by law enforcement. This actually came from a Crime Stoppers tip, Katie. So we know that a $50,000 reward had been offered for some weeks now. They had been waiting on tips, in fact, pursuing some of them unsuccessfully until today. This tip panned out. Somebody will be collecting $50,000. It came through Crime Stoppers. Other agencies involved, the U.S. Marshals were kind of leading the search, but instrumental and at this residence were representatives of the New Orleans Police Department, Louisiana State Police, U.S. Marshals, of course, along with JPSO, not far from the Jefferson Parish border.
Yeah, it's right on the line.
They assisted. Obviously, they were taking, no chances or risks with these. This particular escaped inmate being considered potentially armed, potentially dangerous, but it ended peacefully. He's now back in custody. Obviously, he'll be